The call sliced through the midnight stillness, the sheriff's voice slurring with smugness and whiskey. "Your daughter's finished," he drawled, ice clinking in his glass. "My boy broke her arm. She should have stayed quiet. This is my town." His laugh was slow, ugly, dripping with the power he thought unbreakable. I said nothing, letting the line go dead. On the couch, my daughter, Lena, slept fitfully, her cast cradling her broken arm, her face pale with pain she'd tried to hide. She'd begged me not to go to the hospital, fearing it would worsen things. She thought silence was safety. 15 years in the Secret Service taught me otherwise. Silence was a weapon, and I knew how to wield it. I was Marcus Kane, a man who'd planned motorcades for presidents, mapped routes through hostile cities, and anticipated every choke point. I'd learned how one wrong turn could unravel an empire. Sheriff Harlan Tate ruled this Alabama town like a king. His son, Cody, a reckless prince, shielded by judges, deputies, and a complicit press. Cody's drunken stunts, peeling rubber down Main Street, smashing mailboxes, were ignored. But breaking Lena's arm wasn't just recklessness, it was a message to stay small, to cower. I wasn't built for small. Lena, 16, fierce but fragile, had crossed Cody at school, calling out his bullying. His response was a shove that snapped her radius, a warning to silence her fire. Harlan's call was his seal of approval. I sat by Lena, her breathing soft, and planned. Cody drove a cherry-red Mustang, a gift from his father to keep him quiet. Its engine's growl was a nightly ritual, tearing past my auto shop. Cocky, predictable, he thought the roads were his. He didn't know I was listening, mapping his patterns like I once did for heads of state. I started small, invisible. Every Friday, Cody left Rusty's bar at 11:30 p.m., tires screeching, stereo thumping, weaving through alleys he treated as his own. I didn't drink or sleep much, I watched. Harlan called again, gloating. "Your girl cry yet? She'll learn. You'll learn. I'm untouchable." I bit down, teeth grinding, but kept my voice calm. "You own this place," I said, feeding his ego. Hanging up, I sketched the map in my mind, a narrow alley, a blind corner, a single wrong turn. His speed would do the rest. No weapons, no chase, just gravity and arrogance meeting brick. I'd protected presidents with shadow routes, paths never publicized. Cody's route was about to become his undoing. I studied the town's arteries, its alleys, its signs, its blind spots. One stood out, Cooper's Lane, a tight curve with a brick wall at the end, poorly lit, rarely patrolled. A subtle change could turn it deadly. I waited for a moonless night, the rain a soft veil. At 10 p.m., I parked 2 blocks away, hood up, blending into the shadows like a broken-down mechanic. At 11:32, the Mustang's growl echoed, bass rattling windows, Cody's laughter spilling out. He took the first turn sharp, the second sloppy, the third was mine. I'd moved the one-way sign earlier, turning the arrow backward, a lie waiting in the dark. Headlights swung wide, tires screamed, then metal crunched against brick with a sickening thud. Silence followed, absolute, broken only by the hiss of a dying engine and the pop of cooling steel. I didn't move, didn't blink, just listened from the shadows. The plan was clean, surgical, exactly as I'd designed. No fingerprints, no trace, just Cody's arrogance meeting its end. By dawn, the alley was cordoned off, sirens wailing. Sheriff Harlan arrived, his badge crooked, shirt half-tucked, looking smaller than his legend. His eyes found me across the wreckage, his son's Mustang a twisted heap. He knew, Not the how, not the details, just that I'd been in the shadows, waiting. His mouth opened, maybe to threaten, maybe to beg, but nothing came. I stepped closer, the smell of oil and iron on my coveralls sharp in the damp air. "You own this town," I said, voice low, "but you never owned me." He flinched, the weight of his loss sinking in. I turned away, leaving him with the wreckage. Lena stirred at home, unaware of the sirens, still believing silence was her shield. I let her hold that belief for now. For me, silence was a blade, honed over years of protecting the powerful, now turned on a predator who thought himself untouchable. Harlan's kingdom crumbled in whispers. Deputies questioned his grip, the press sniffed scandal, the town's loyalty wavered. Cody's crash wasn't fatal, but his injuries ended his reign of terror, his Mustang a relic of his downfall. Back at my shop, I wiped grease from my hands, fixed engines, and kept Lena close. She started smiling again, her cast a badge of survival. Harlan never called back. He woke each day to that alley, the sound of twisting metal haunting him, his power thinning like glass under pressure. I didn't need to shout or destroy. I'd used his son's recklessness, his own arrogance, against him. The town saw me differently now, a quiet mechanic who'd outmaneuvered a king. And in the silence of that victory, I found peace, knowing Lena's fire would burn brighter than their fear ever could.